Now, President, we will go on a break. When we come back, obviously, I'd want to get familiar with the vision of New Focus Party as well, and of course, we get to look at certain sectors as well, the solutions that you have for various sectors, that makes our economy obviously thrive. So we'll get into that discussion when we come back from a break. So for now, we go on a break, and we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Governance Space every Thursday at 21 hours on LCM TV. We bring your leaders to account and explain things that they will do for you. Catch the discussion 21 hours on LCM TV. LCM TV, doing it the right way.
Lishima Classic Media, we can brand your brand. From backdrops to roll-up banners, vinyl and PVC banners, gazebo tents, t-shirt printing, flag banners, business cards. Get branded with Lishima Classic Media today, because here at Lishima Classic Media, we're doing it the right way.
Governance Space every Thursday at 21 hours on LCM TV. We bring your leaders to account and explain things that they will do for you. Catch the discussion 21 hours on LCM TV. LCM TV, doing it the right way.
Lishima Classic Media, we can brand your brand. From backdrops to roll-up banners, vinyl and PVC banners, gazebo tents, t-shirt printing, flag banners, business cards. Get branded with Lishima Classic Media today, because here at Lishima Classic Media, we're doing it the right way.
Beautiful good evening to everyone watching LCM TV this Thursday. The time is exactly 21, and like any other Thursday, we bring you Governance Space on this very platform where we get to discuss various issues that affect the nation at large. I am your host, Eugene Lungu, and like always, not alone in studio. I'm always privileged to have somebody to help me discuss a number of talking points. Today, I'm delighted to have the presence of the opposition New Focus Party president, who happens to be President Richwell Siamunene, joining me on set to discuss a number of interesting issues. President, delighted to host you on this very platform.
Thank you very much, and good evening, viewers. And we are delighted to be here.
Fantastic. First thing is first, how is the New Focus Party doing and positioning itself ahead of the polls this year?
Well, we, as New Focus Party, it's People's Party. It is looking at where Zambia is and where Zambia should go, and what is our focus now. Our focus, we have done is a research, we have done a study, and we found that it resonates with the situation that is happening and what we need to do to get where we want to be as a country. So we are focused on what the Zambian people want. So we have no problem.
And for those that might not be familiar with the name Richwell Siamunene, maybe a little bit background about yourself.
The gentleman Siamunene has been around in this political domain for a number of years, and I started as a member of parliament for Sinazongwe constituency there in Southern Province, and then I was spotted by the late President Michael Sata, who asked me as a Zambian that, look, I would love to have you in my administration. We had to discuss for a number of months, 1 month, and later on, when I saw his persistence, saying, I want to work with you, young man. What's the problem? And he called me when I was in Sinazongwe, and then I said, okay, I'm going to agree now. I will be able to work with you. He appointed me as Deputy Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry. And I worked there, I served there. Then later on he says, no. Wait a minute, I want you to go and serve in Western Province. I've identified you. We had a discussion with the late president, now President Lungu, that the only name that came in our mind was you yourself. Are you able to serve in Western Province? Then I said, Your Excellency, you see, I have difficulties. I'm from UPND, and I have challenges. I need to save my people. And you're looking at Sinazongwe and the Mongu, it's a far distant place that how am I going to manage to navigate and see that and save my people and save the people of Western Province? I said, no. It's your name that has come. So what do I do? Then I agreed. I went to Western Province. I served there. I witnessed a number of projects that were done there. You remember the longest bridge, Mungu Kalabo bridge. Yes. That bridge, when it was being done, I was there that time. And the Sioma bridge as well. I initiated it and it completed when I was still there. And construction of township roads, I was there. And later on, when after his death, President Lungu said, no, look, I'm going to transfer you to Lusaka back to be the Deputy Minister of Works, Supply and the Communication, doing the roads and communication issues. And I served there for a number of months. And you remember very well when President Lungu was appointing his cabinet, he says, look, I am going to be the Minister of Defense as well as the President. He didn't give it to anyone. And me, coming from Europeans, I was very far from that position because I did not think that it was going to pass when big guys, when Shishimba Kambwiri and when given Ruvinda and the rest. I said I was very remote to that position, and I just served there. And after serving there, and he himself says, no, I'm going to give this position of Minister of Defense somebody who is dear to my heart. And he touched his heart, and all of us, we said, okay. Of course, there's somebody who is related to him, maybe because the Minister of Defense has a history of appointing your only relative. Remember when Mwanawasa appointed Mpombo, President Chiruba appointed Ben Mwira, Starus Sampa, and also I said, no, look, I don't think so. It could, I not even anywhere thinking that it will come to me. Later on, he just received calls from your people, the media, and said, look, you have been appointed Minister of Defense. Who? I said, and I was just deep in the constituency, a place called Kafambira, in the mountains, and we were with my brothers Moroshi and the other people. And when that news came to us and said, another person called, you have been appointed. Then the third one, I said, what is this? Then later on, the president called us, no, I've appointed you so you can rush to Lusaka. Oh, so the appointment was done without your knowledge? You were not aware of it? I was very remote. I wasn't informed that it was going to come to me. And it found me right in the deep in the mountains of Sinazongwe there, the galleries. So I accepted and I served under Minister of Defense. And fortunately, as you are aware, Southern Province, they were very thirsty to have one of their own getting to State House. And I ended up being a victim there. So I wanted to ask to say, because then we were aware that you were elected on the UPND ticket that time. Yes. How was the relationship upon you being appointed to serve in the government then? Oh, yeah, actually the relationship soured with the current president at some point when it came from at a time when PF was in alliance and temporal alliance with UPN. I had a desire that maybe the current president should be the vice to Michael Sata, and I think he didn't sit well with then my president HH as a president there, because it was in the national management where I said, look, looking at you can learn a lot from Michael Sata and so on and so forth, and I saw that the president did not like that, and that was my view.
Okay.
And later on, I was told by one gentleman, I confronted me that we cannot keep two bulls in one crow, so we have to eliminate one, the small one. So I was warned, and they said, this warning is, and it came from the Deputy Secretary General, the late Simusamba. And I said, it was lingering in my mind. I said, this, even when I accepted, I said, let me just accept it to pave way to leave these guys, and that's what I done. Of course, when I joined government, and I received the expulsion letter. I was expelled from the party UPND, and thank God I'm here today.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice. Now let's get to, now you are a president of a political party, and Zambians on the 13th of August will be going to the polls. So many options when it comes to political parties. I mean, in the mind of a voter wants, obviously, there are many requirements. And why should one begin to think of casting their vote on ritual, apart from other
candidates?
Other candidates,
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I would say that Alungu, all candidates, they are good. Let me say that. All candidates who have offered themselves, they are good in one way or another.
Okay.
Leadership, I believe, is situational.
Okay.
There are situations that you need this type of leadership. There are situations that you need this type of leadership. When you are at war with another country, then you need a man that has military knowledge to take the country to
the battlefield,
to the victory. Yes. So I believe at this juncture where we have reached, God brought President HH to be the president for a lesson. We as Zambians, we have been taught something. Nature has his own way of teaching people. You remember very well that God, when he took the children of Israel they were taught a lesson, and that lesson they had to learn. So Zambia has been brought having this kind of leadership. It's a lesson. We need to learn something from there. And now, where we have reached as a country, we need to ask ourselves questions. What type of leadership do we need? Where do we want to go? We want to go this direction. And if we are going this direction, who among the candidates that have offered themselves, who has those qualities and abilities to navigate through where Zambia is going? And I believe Zambia now, what it needs first is mental transformation. We need to transform our minds. We need to change our mindset. Okay? After we've changed our mindset, that's when we can be able to change our natural resources into something that we can call prosperity for all. Now, and we need also at this juncture, we need unity. Who among our leaders, who can unite us? Okay? Who has the capability and abilities to unite the country to get together, so that the country do not divide in any way. Because you see, democracy brings about divisions. You find that because this particular candidate come from the other direction or from the other region, they will rally behind that person. At all costs, they want their own to be in government. And that way, the country becomes divided. Therefore, you need a kind of leadership that will be able to make sure that the unity that we have preserved for so many years is perpetuated for a long haul. So what do we need to do? What type of leadership? I believe I am one of the people that has stood for this country. I sacrificed my seat in Sinazongwe for the sake of unity. When I was requested by Michael Sata to say, come, look, my government is one-sided. It is only from the northern part of the country and eastern. So I want somebody from the southern part. I wanted to get from the president, from UPND, but no one is agreeing. So I want the country to be united. There, I had to think twice. I said, look, for the sake of a nation, okay, so that it is not one-sided government. I agreed. I said, I'm going to sacrifice my seat. And then my sacrifice, I said, you do the bottom road, which was started.
Oh, yeah.
My late President Michael started, we started together doing that bottom road, making it between a standard. So in this, at where we are now, we need unity.
You mentioned,
and I offer that.
You mentioned
character.
you mentioned mindset transformation that the people of Zambia need, and this brings me to this question now, because your party has come in and we've seen political parties that have championed regional politics of some sort, and it's been like that. It's actually louder during the time like that we're in right now, when there are elections coming up. You hear chantings like, no, vote your own, do this and that. What does your party bring? You've talked about unity, mindset transformation. How will you achieve this goal?
Well, this can be achieved if you have leadership that is sincere, this leadership that has a vision. Because to unlock the potential of the Zambians, you need strong institutions. Okay? So we have designed a framework where institutions of governance will be stronger than individuals. Okay? At that point, when you have strong institutions, then there will be no tribalism. Okay? Because the institution or the laws governing that institution will not look at the tribe, does not know the tribe, do not know the color, only knows a person who is qualified to do that particular job, will get that job. So by so doing, then you avoid divisions. Okay? Not, I wanted to state that why you asked, I was concluding that, look, I served under President HH. I know his style of leadership. I know his style. And I served under late President Michael Sata. May his soul rest in peace. I know his style of leadership. I've served under President Lungu. I know his style of leadership. All this is a knowledge that a person can use to get to where. I know that any leader, there's a portion where is not good, there's a portion where he did not do well. Okay? Because leadership is the character of a person. The style of leadership is a character of it. I know all these characters. I say, oh, this one from President Lungu, I can avoid it. This one from President Michael Sata, I can avoid it. But this one I can take. Is in the same way from President HH. I say, okay, this one, this attribute of President HH is good. But this other attribute, I will need to avoid it. Okay. That's how leadership is built. You learn by doing. And when you are there, you are learning. I will give you an example. Even if there is the leadership in the Bible. Moses became a leader, but he came from Pharaoh's home. So he was learning the activities there in that home. And then he says, no, this is wrong. Then I better do it in this way to save these people. Even in the same way, King David was an army commander in the Saul's administration. And he had to learn, and he said, no, this is not right, this is good. And he became a good leader. So a good leader must be a follower at one stage in life. Okay. Must be a follower. If you are not a follower, how are we going to know how to do things? You must learn. A good driver must be a conductor first.
All right. So obviously, with that, with the with the history that you've taken us through, I take it, you've got a rich, pot of knowledge that you've taken from all the past leaders that you've worked with.
Yes.
Let's get to New Focus Party manifesto and ideologies. Please take us through that, so that even as the voters wake up on the 13th of August, would know why they should come and cast a vote on New Focus Party.
The New Focus Party, it stands on unlocking the potential of every Zambian.
Okay.
And that's why we are talking about mindset change. We know that in order to grow this economy, you need the Zambian people to get involved. There is no economy after we've done the study. There is no economy in the entire world that has ever developed by using foreigners. Foreigners will come for profit.
Okay.
But as Zambian, if you today you earn a lot of money yourself, from either you are given a mining tenement, you will not take that money out there. You will either build a hotel or a housing scheme or invest in agriculture. You see, that's how you grow the economy. Okay? You grow from somewhere, and then from there now, you start developing other sectors by way of investing or diversifying. So you diversify from this industry. You look at, let me get a farm. Then you employ a farm laborer there. That's how you grow the economy. So we believe that New Focus Party stands on unlocking the potential of the Zambians by first starting with the mindset change. And when we change the mind and we are able now to transform our natural resources. So we are anchoring on education, research, and technology.
Okay.
These are three important pillars.
I want to be clear before I let you continue. I want to be clear. You said your party would want to focus on not really depending on foreign assistance of some sort. Are we talking about just working in isolation as a country in this case?
No. By using the Zambians to develop Zambia.
Okay.
We must use the Zambian to develop Zambia.
Okay.
First, we will start with you as an individual. Then we go to a community. We grow in a district. So each district, each individual, we will look at, for example, under your education, we will still go back to your ancestors to see what is your gene, your DNA, what you are good at, what your ancestor was good at. So you find that it is passed over to the generation that comes. So when you enroll you to a school, we need to find out what exact can we give this child, because we want to develop Zambia. Okay? Now, since we want a human being, we want to extract something from you which you were given, which you came with when you were born. That was planted in you by the Almighty. Because there is something that you know better than any other person in this world. And we want that thing for you to use it, develop it for development of this country. So that is what we are targeting. For New Focus is targeting every Zambian born in here, every child born in here. We know that in this child, in every one of us, there is something that is embedded there. So that is the thing that we are looking at. That is the thing that we want to get. That's why we are saying we must start with education, research, and technology. That is where we feel that education, research, and technology is poverty exit engine. To remove poverty, you need education, you need the research, you need technology. Then when you put those and develop those, they are able to help each other. Then you avoid the issue of poverty. It will not be there.
We have,
and this must be done by the Zambian.
We have a majority of Zambians,
yes,
President today, who believe that the success of a government has to be reflected on the cost of living. In this case, a bag of mealie meal, how much they are getting, their fuel, and so on and so forth. So when you're talking about research, you're talking about all these things. I mean, in a layman's language, they're thinking, wow, these are like complicated issues. How do we arrive at a bag of mealie meal? How are you going to reduce it? How are you going to lower the cost of living? So on and so forth.
Yeah.
Obviously, these are the politics that most voters understand food.
Okay, no, it is easy. When you do a research, when we are talking about research, it's not a complicated thing. It's one that the scientists, they want to get it complicated. Is finding out what exactly can we use. For example, growing maize. It's not only fertilizer that can be applied there.
Yes.
Perhaps we can still find other means within the country cheaper, okay? Through other, like what happened, I was listening to one guy from Malawi who says who was telling people from the same urine was trying to develop wood, fertilizing the maize and so on and so forth. So basically, what you are talking about research is finding ways and means of resolving the challenges of the people. If the prices of maize or minimum is too high, we should still do a research to find out what is making it high. Is it the seed? Is it the fertilizer? So can we do a research in this act so that we are able to produce our own here, our own seeds, okay? We had seeds before, okay? Our own seeds that we are planting, maize seed. We had millet, we had all these sorghum, our own traditional way of which was called Nshima as well in many spheres. Why can't we do research with these things and find out what exactly can we do to lower the prices of our staple food? We can still, you can still research and say, let's put our own plants, fertilizer manufacturing plant, and produce our own. And let's look at, okay, what is making, you can do research as what is making fertilizer very expensive? Is it the middleman? Is it the distance? Why can't we don't we have the ingredients within the country to make this fertilizer? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's why Kaunda was very, very wise by putting that plant. We could have done so many research to find out maybe we have raw material. We have the ingredients which can make us produce fertilizer here cheaply and they supply to the farmers.
Fantastic. Now, President, we will go on a break. When we come back, obviously, I'd want to get familiar with the vision of New Focus Party as well, and of course, we get to look at certain sectors as well, the solutions that you have for various sectors, that makes our economy obviously thrive. So we'll get into that discussion when we come back from a break. So for now, we go on a break, and we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.
Are you looking for the best aerial cinematography to capture your environment from above in 4K? Well, look no further. At LCM TV, we've got you covered with our professional drone and pilot that will enable you to shoot from unique perspectives. We deliver breathtaking shots with different recording modes such as photos, videos, panorama, time-lapse, and many more. For more info, contact the numbers on your screen. Get the best area shots with LCM TV.
In the last 5 years, look at the people that have gone to jail for offenses that are not so clear, for offenses that even those in the UPND are committing. He called them Eva Lucifer. Is this how Hakainde Hichilema is going to run the affairs of this nation? By normalizing legality? Oh yeah.
How would you, like, at a scale of, let's say 10, How do you rate it?
The PF, I think I would give them 9% or 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Whilst UPN is 1.5 out of 10. So we cannot see an institution that is mandated to keep law and order misbehaving, then we just fold our arms to say no, because niba police kairi if you bafuire okubomba. No. The president and his government up to 2019, when he has failed to show direction.
Governor Space every Thursday at 21 hours on LCM TV.
Lishima Classic Media, we can brand your brand. From backdrops to roll-up banners, vinyl and PVC banners, gazebo tents, t-shirt printing, flag banners, business cards. Get branded with Lishima Classic Media today, because here at Lishima Classic Media, we're doing it the right way.
All right, lovely to know that you're still watching the Governance Space right here on LCM TV, where we do it the right way. You're still on the Governance Space. Eugene is my name, your host, and still with President of New Focus Party, that is, President Ritual Siamunene, on this particular platform today. Now, President, before we took on that break, I said, take us through your vision as a New Focus Party. The vision that you have for this nation also.
Well, we want to see a united Zambia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, united Zambia. And we want to see a country that is self-reliant, a country that is not a beggar. And we want to see the Zambian people getting involved in the prosperity of their country.
All right.
We want to see a united Zambia and an economy that is self-reliant, and we want to see awakened people,
mm-hmm.
people who have realized their full potential
mm-hmm.
for the prosperity of their country. This is what we want to see. Our mission is very clear, is to unlock the potential of every Zambian. When we know that the potential of every Zambian have been unlocked, then we shall know that the economy now will be unlocked as well, because it takes people to develop people. The greatest resource that Zambia has is not the copper, it's not gold, it's not diamond, it's not emerald, or indeed natural resources.
Mm.
The greatest resource Zambia has is its people. All what we need is to awaken them, to realize who they are. We are inspired by our own ancestors as New Focus.
Mm.
Our ancestors left us with the instruction. We have forgotten the instruction that our ancestors left. Kaunda and the rest, Mwanga Nkumbula, Simon Kap, Masaka.
Can we say that the attributing factor would be because now we're in a modern world, there are certain things that have to be done differently from the way they were being done 64 years? Is it back in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s? We're talking about modern world, and now we need to move forward. There's AI, there's all that. So when you're talking about going back, you're basically telling people to say, let's start buying mini-meal with coupons.
No, that's not what I mean.
Okay.
What I meant is that there are symbols that this republic has.
Mm-hmm.
There are symbols that we should have gone into the minds of our forefathers and say, what exactly were they telling us? What instruction did they leave?
Right.
They left instruction that you, Mr. Lungu, you are an ego. Okay?
Yes.
They left an instruction that you are always breaking the chains. Okay? They left that instruction. You were given. You have a freedom statue. You have the name Zambia. The name Zambia should be your inspiration. What exactly were these people looking up to us that this country should be driven? This was a permanent instruction. You need to go back. Look at the Zambezi, the name Zambia. It came from the Zambezi River. What is the character of the Zambezi River? It's just very small. It goes on. It has its direction. Along the way, it has to save different countries. It has to get water from everywhere, from Angola, from Namibia, from Botswana, and it creates a big river. This is who you are as Zambians. Until you reach your destination, you must have a purpose. You have a purpose. This is what they told you, that you should behave in the same manner. Don't mind about who you are today. But if you have a purpose, you have a direction, and you have to know that you'll be big along the way. Doesn't matter what you are going to meet. You will meet Victoria Falls, which will say, no, now I'm dead. There will know where to go. But you still find your way out.
No,
this is an instruction that we are given.
I'm glad that you've taken us through this trail of getting to understand the symbols.
Who you are, first of all. Understand who you are.
Exactly. Now, my question would be, due to circumstances, and people tend to forget, or they've forgotten what these symbols mean. Because now, how do I start appreciating what a particular symbol means when I'm starving, when I can't find a job? I'm learned. I've got papers. To find a job, I need to know somebody that knows someone. How do I get to appreciate all these symbols, what they mean?
Yes, that's why I'm saying your leaders are forgotten. The fall and the rise of any nation depends on leadership. Leadership. That's why you need to put the correct leadership, who understand that you grow by involving others. They don't understand that the river Zambezi is big today because it has collected enough waters. And you will not grow by being Tonga, or by being Lozo, or by being Ngoni, or by being Senga, or Luvare, or Kaonde. No. You grow by a correction. So Zambia must be a correction. It comes from the river Zambezi. When you correct all of us, talents, and they're pulled together in that one channel, then you'll be big and you reach your destination. We have forgotten that. And we have started segregating each other. This one, you need to know somebody for you to get there. No. The tributaries of the Zambezi, they don't need to know anyone. They just pour into the same. So this is exactly what we have, the vision. We have done a study. We have done a study that for far too long, we have been subjected to a situation that you are a chicken scratching around down there. But yet you are an eagle. You must soar to greater height. This is who you are. And again, before you go, let me give you another one.
All right.
Which we have forgotten. As Zambian, we have forgotten. And the people have made us to forget all these things that they meant. These were a lesson that their forefathers left us. You should have done a study of these things than studying who was the explorer of Victoria Falls, who discovered Victoria Falls. Meanwhile, there are people who were living there. What does it mean? This will teach you a lesson that who you are, as opposed to learning.
So now, I wanted to say, can we blame it on the education system in this case? Because look, where have we missed it? Government in, government out. Where have we missed it?
Yeah, they have missed it. Those they have missed it because they have.
So do we blame our curriculum on this case, or who do we blame?
Because every administration that comes in must realize why it is coming in. Must have a purpose. That's why New Focus has a purpose. We have reasons that they have forgotten these guys, and no one has remembered. Since no one is remembering, why do? We form our own political party, which we're going to tell the Zambian people who they are. that these symbols were not mere symbols, were instruction to you and me and everyone else. And whoever is born must be taught that we have a freedom statue. And this statue says that you must break the chains. And in this world, you have to you have to identify your chains. The chains now is poverty. How do we break? And we as Zambians, we shall break these chains. We have the mental slavery. How do we do? We must start thinking. Your education system does not teach you how to think.
What does it teach exactly,
It
President?
teaches you what to think.
Break it down again. Let's go back on that one. Maybe I've missed it somewhere. Please kindly say that again. Yeah.
Our education system, after studying, New Focus has done a study.
Okay.
We have discovered that our education system teaches us what to think.
Okay.
But to grow a human being, you must teach how to think. Not what to think. What to think is already known.
Okay.
How to think, then you discover other things that are not yet discovered.
Okay.
How to think, and not what to think. They will tell you that think about Mussolini, think about Hitler, think about Shaka. No, you must tell people how to think, that in your mind, that's where technology is. Don't look at what the Chinese have done. Look at what you can do as well as a country. So once you ignite that way, and they will be developing in that way. They have even told you that your system, they have told you that there is no Zambian who can run a mine. You understand?
We're told of capacity. We're told of capacity.
Yes,
we're told of
yes.
not having the right expertise to run these.
The question is, those who have the capacity, how did they grow to that capacity? How did they aim that? Were they born with that capacity? No one was born. Everyone, we are all born equal. What lacks is development, is the realization. That's why we are saying we must realize that now. We must identify this generation that we are in, you and me and everyone. We must identify the chain that are holding us. What chains are we supposed to break now? That is not a freedom statue for you to go and see. And it is meant for you to break every chain that is holding you at any given moment.
So in short, that is not just a monument that we should look at and say, oh, wow, it means something.
No. That's a philosophy. That's a philosophical lesson that you must develop now from there as a human being. Not those things that you are learning, outdated geography. Say what the longest river in the world and the highest mountain. What has it got to do with your life? Tell me. Is it going to build a human being? Or is it going to answer challenges that we are facing in society? So I believe we have our development model that education shall be redesigned to answer or to find solutions of the community, to answer the challenges that the community are facing. That's what we shall do. Okay? To answer or to find solutions of the society. Not learning anyhow. Train people anyhow. We must know that we have even formed under education, we have institutional mechanism. We have mechanisms that we have done. We have 3 institutions as the New Focus.
Okay.
We have said there shall be a National Knowledge Council, headed by the President, and the Education, Research and Technology as a secretariat. Then all these economic sectors will be part of that. And we have said, okay, under that arrangement again, we shall have research and technology fund. A fund that is sitting there looking for people who have technology, who have research, who are thinking of something. That's why I tell you, we will teach you how to think in order to bring up technology, like that boy from he's now a man from Zimbabwe who invented motorcycle working without fuel, without everybody. And we had our own in Luapula, I think, who were doing something there. Those are the things that we will concentrate on. This is a technology. There must be a fund that is dedicated for technology advanced ideas. I think so. So this is how education will be restructured.
So your education sector sounds very ambitious, President. And like many other people who might be listening to us this evening, will be saying, how will this be sustained? Because obviously we're talking about a lot of money here. You know, at the expense of which sectors? Those are questions that can be asked. To say, okay, yeah, this is a very good initiative, but it would take a lot of money. And we've got other sectors as well that are in need. How will you sustain this venture? You
yourself, you are an asset. Zambia, I would give you an example. It's good that you have asked that question. I had a discussion with one gentleman from Turkey, one Turkish friend, who says, look, I don't know what happened with God. Denied us oil, denied all them. But yet we have advanced than Zambia, which has a lot of copper, all these minerals and what you can talk about, name. But Zambia is lower. What is lacking? And this guy, I said, tell me. You see, he said that take it as advanced, or Israel as advanced because of its people, development of the people. Okay. There is more money, there is more heaven in our minds. That's why Jesus says, when will be the kingdom of God come? Luke 20, I think 11, 20, somewhere there, 17, 20, if I'm not mistaken. It says, Jesus answered, he says, the kingdom of God does not come by observation. The kingdom of God is within you. The wealth that we are looking outside there in Germany, wherever, no, it is within the Zambian people. Let us put in correct systems.
Okay.
The money is there. What I'm saying, the money. Look at this. How much does Zambia get from sales of copper and cobalt? You will find that maybe about $12 billion. Now, in a percentage term, how much of that comes back into the economy? 30%. 70% stays outside. How do you develop a country like that?
Isn't it like that? Okay, now because you've taken me to the mining sector, President. We've heard of our locals being called illegal miners because of lack of experience, and they don't have capacity. We spoke about that. We have the young people who are called the Jerabos, who wants to have a share of these minerals, and most of them not really getting what they need, because they're told, look, you have to go, if you want to benefit from these minerals, do the right thing. And there's been that back and forth. What policies do you have in the mining sector that will see this country benefit fully? And it becomes a problem. I'll talk about copper. Copper, we don't export finished product.
Yeah.
And hence maybe the 30% you're talking about coming back here. Isn't it that we're supposed to change that narrative there?
Correct. The issue is that as we have a policy that we are going to make zero rating to any manufacturing company, copper, to want to make copper products, name the cables and everything that is produced from copper, or transformers. We will not charge any tax there. It is better we don't tax the manufacturing companies. That's where money is. Because the value of the copper when it is finished is 10 times than the value that you are getting from this. Why can't we say, no, those who want to put up industry, it's 20 years. Deliberate policy, 20 years, come to invest in Zambia, we shall not charge you tax, come and invest. We know that when we sell outside there, it will have more value, then now we will earn from there.
Will your government not lose revenue?
No, how do you lose a revenue which is not there? Well, how many Zambians will be employed? How many other taxes that will come that will proliferate from those coming? So there are other taxes that you can get from there. The primary industry that gives milk must be zero tax, and they tax the subsidiary one that comes after. That's how we do. It's a process, Ghana. Look at this. How do you lose revenue which is not there now? How are you going to lose it? It is not there. And it will be introduced. Unless you are saying it is already there, now you are increasing. Now something that is not there. How do you lose it? So what you are going to do, you will gain. Because you will go and work, and the government can tax you as a worker. Get something from there. You know that, So you can tax and then leave with the company that is, the animal that is producing milk.
I asked that question, why, to say, will you not be losing revenue if you're not taxing these people for 20 years? 20 years is quite a long period. And also, you know, with mining, you know, there are issues of the environment. There is pollution, there's what? There's so many factors that are attached to that. How would you control all these factors without...
You know what will happen, yeah. That money, when they come there, when you do that, those companies, you know how the economy grows? It doesn't grow by having one industry. It grows by having more money circulating within the perimeters of Zambia. Because the banking industry, that's another factor that is very important for New Focus and very important for this country, Zambia. We, as New Focus, we have said, what is the problem? You have the mining this side, which we call as New Focus a seed industry. That will spur development to other land. So this money that is, though it is intensive industry, it requires a huge capital for the investment. We understand that. We have the knowledge. We understand you. Investors, we understand you. We understand that there is capital intensive there. You need a lot of money in order to extract copper from underground. But that is your money. What we only say, let this money be in the Zambian banks. Okay? When it is in the Zambian banks, then these people, they will accumulate a lot. Then the bank will say, okay, Mr. Siamunene, we want to use your money. There was that time when I had $1 million when I sold shares from my company. They said, we want to use your money. Are we able to use your money so as to give you interest? Then I said, yes. Then that same money was given out to other people. Okay? And others were from other sectors. Then by so doing, you grow the economy. Right now is that, I always give this example. It's very, very important. Right. Because nature, Balungu, nature has provided us with templates, okay, to look at and see, learn from how nature operates. Nature itself, it is a cycle, okay? It is the same thing that goes down, that comes back, like a rain cycle, okay? The water that is there now, the same which is dropping, it will be evaporated in the sky, and then it comes back. Now, if we are able to learn as a human being from nature, which we have done a study, us as New Focus, we have done a study. We said, no, look, the word currents comes from the root word, Latin word, curere, meaning to flow. You understand? Yes. It also comes from the biblical understanding that there was that servant who buried the money. The reason that servant was condemned because money is meant to circulation. Yeah. Yes, supposed to be in circulation. So, you, a Zambian, we generate money, use the currency, by selling our copper. Then that money that we are generating does not come back into the country in totality. At least if it was 70% coming back, it would have affected other sectors. You remember when Manausa did just one single decision that, you know, you get more, the prices of copper internationally goes up, Zambia benefits more, and as you benefit more. What happened? It forced the kwacha to appreciate. Appreciation is coming from one small decision. That decision alone was able to appreciate the kwacha to a certain level. And against the convertible currencies world over.
President, I know we're supposed to take a break. I'd want to understand something. You talked about the, you know, giving the more like tax-free operations to people that would want to set up maybe industries.
Especially manufacturing industries.
Manufacturing industries. I want to find out from you. There's been a controversial issue with the mining sector. the issue of tax holidays and so on. I want to see if we're talking about the same thing or maybe there's a difference, but that's something you respond to when we come back. For now, we take a short break, then we'll be back shortly.
Lishima Classic Media, we can brand your brand. From backdrops to roll-up banners, vinyl and PVC banners, gazebo tents, t-shirt printing, flag banners, business cards. Get branded with Lishima Classic Media today, because here at Lishima Classic Media, we're doing it the right way.
Join LCM TV channel, live every Tuesday with court news updates. On Thursday, we go live with environmental updates. Catch us every Saturday as we go live in your community. News on the go with LCM channel. Doing it the right way.
Where there is a vision, God always brings provision. When something is not broken, don't fix it. With the increase of CDF, we've seen a mushrooming number of schools that are now being built, classrooms that are being built across the country. Free education has come from nursery to grade 12. If that forms government in future, it won't be like, oh, parents should begin to pay. It will be a law. It's going to be very difficult for us to move that. The moment we vote out that kind of HLM, I can assure you the free education is going to be taken away. Like somebody will be arrested, we shall say, no, this is just political witch hunt. People are able to know how somebody was able to acquire 70 cars, to acquire my helicopters at the expense of using them. Who unpaid authorities that we shield, I send them the llama and even write a letter to a bank to say I want to be depositing so much on a daily basis. Corruption is the one that is making women giving birth. And the money that could have been used to build a school within the range, somebody bought a helicopter. When this government came in, they said, can we not mine? We don't mine in the court. We mine at the mine. There is nobody in Zambia who has been stopped or refused to do illegal mining. Kamureku lenganda, kuna sometimes, oh, waliko kuja kubata, waliko kuja kutujamu, fema wali shitabata masankanya pamukumo, wanda let us sacrifice to shtama block. What was supposed to be done? You don't borrow for consumption. You borrow for investment. You borrow to make sure that you activate certain economical activities. The opposition have got no program. And we, as the alliance partners, we are also there to ensure that we advise them to say, let us not take this path. It's better we take this path for the benefit of the people of Zambia.
Governance Space every Thursday at 21 hours on LCM TV. We bring your leaders to account and explain things that they will do for you. Catch the discussion 21 hours on LCM TV, doing it the right way.
Welcome back to the governance space. I'm still having the opposition leader, who is, of course, coming in from New Focus Party. I have President Ritual Siamunene on the program today as we discuss a number of solutions that New Focus has with regards to governance issues of the country. Now, President, before we went on that break, I did get to ask, because you mentioned to say you would love to give, companies that would want to come and set up, base here with regards to just take, copper, having finished products of copper, so that as we're exporting already finished. And you said these, you would love to give them 20 years tax-free. My question was, is your government not going to be losing revenue? You explained. And I said, there's been a debate with regards to the current government. I mean, there have been code names to say, how they've done things in the mining is not the right way. They've been issues of tax holidays and all those things. How different is the tax holiday conversation and yours over 20 years?
Okay, fine. There's a difference.
Okay.
We are talking about manufacturing
Okay.
company.
Okay.
Turning the raw material into finished product. We have discovered that the value is 10 times.
Okay.
So that 10 times is more than the tax that we can correct. So now, for this government, they are giving tax holiday to the mining companies who are taking them our minerals outside, and then it comes back here in the country on at a higher price. We are buying the same cables, okay, the same copper rather, which we mine here. Then it goes to China, it goes to Europe, it goes to America. Then it comes back in the form of a cable, in the form of a transformer. Maybe about 60% of the components there in the transformer, they are all copper. You understand? And everything that is there in that transformer, maybe they are found here in Zambia. Why then can't we manufacture our own there, then we export? And through that export, you get more value 10 times than you can get in the form of raw copper that we are selling now. So it is not good to give tax holiday, okay, on a raw material. No, which is still coming back to you. It's like that time when you had Zambia sold maize to Tanzania. And then after selling maize to Tanzania, you had a drought. And then Zambia went back to buy the same maize at a higher price now. So this is exactly what is happening now. This is why we are saying, what's the problem with Zambia? Indana na tulowa, he say. Pakuti situngaganize kuti ichi tamene tuchita ichi tiye tu saving ziko ratu. We need to save our country. We need to save the Zambians that are not yet born. So that you leave a legacy and say, look, when there was this particular leader, like we have in China, there is Chairman Mao there, okay? Mahatma Gandhi there. People who saved the other human being. And these leaders, that's why you need to establish, we will change NIPA to leadership ethics institution. Because people must be trained that when you get into leadership, you are not going there to save yourself. You are going to save another human being. That is what it's supposed to be. And then you are doing that on behalf of God. And anything that you do there must be to save another human being, not to save yourself. People want to hunt for these material things, which are transitory. It is yours today, it is somebody else today. Yesterday I was a defense minister. And today there is another defense minister. What is it going to save me now to be proud of that? Because I'm a passing shadow. I would die at one time. What am I accumulating? Let me accumulate enough to give it to others or to offer to others. So what I'm saying is, let us do something that will help another human being. So when you give tax holiday to a manufacturing company, you are doing the right thing. Because that company is there, it will employ, and it will have your own minerals will have value. The value will be added, like we had done. When I was Commerce Deputy Minister, we started with Michael Sata doing auction in Zambia, Emerald, at Intercontinental over there. And the value was more than. People were coming from all over the world to come and buy our own emerald. Now it's not the case. It goes out there, being auctioned in another country, which is not a producer.
President, this country has had obviously transitions of government, and the mining sector has been one with so many challenges. You had the privilege to be in government, and some of the things that you're talking about right now on this platform, did you by any chance, at some point got to share these ideas with the people that you were in government with?
You remember when Michael Sata came into power, he had instituted that no blister copper to pass here, and he had to put high taxes on raw copper. Okay, these are the things that we are advancing to say, how do we make sure that our copper is processed here, the value addition happens this country? So we were doing that. We were doing to have our emerald auctioned here in Zambia to try and see how we can get more value, because once it is the auctions outside there, you will not know. Okay, you will not know what value you are going to get there. You will tax according to the raw value. Now, if it is auctioned, you will know how much money, and that money will go into the Zambian bank, and it will be easier for government to monitor that this is a correct figure that is coming. So these are things that we had instituted. That look, even the issue of our, when I was defense minister, we had to initiate these mining companies in order to bring the prices of our staple food, maize, lower. We wanted to have each district to be processing maize, to processing groundnuts, to process sunflower within the district, and have these, and bring these essential commodities lower enough. This is what we wanted. We wanted to start each district to start producing sugarcane, start planting sugarcane. Then they are able to extract that liquid, and you can still add it in your tea and whatever. So these are the things that we are looking at. How do we bring these? Because sometimes we are exploited because of ignorance. You understand? Sometimes it's not real. This is the price that we have. It's not real. They are exaggerated because a businessman. I can tell you one thing. A businessman is like an accountant. An accountant wants to make more money.
Oh yeah.
You understand? You see, he wants to make more money. That's why you had Zacchaeus, who was an accountant. What happened? Taxing all over. And then he came to realize that, no, I'm doing a wrong thing here. I will take back what I've gotten from the people through these taxes and what I'm charging people. These are the things. There are two types of people in the Bible, which are which you should learn, you and me and every Zambian should learn today. There are two types of professionals. And these professionals must be retrained to have the right mind, the right mindset. A Pharisee. Who is the Pharisee in the current state of affairs?
Oh, you know, Bill.
The lawgiver. The lawgiver, the lawyer.
Okay. Now, President, I know that our conversation is getting interesting, but time is not really our best ally. I would have loved this conversation to continue beyond where we are right now.
So that's why we're saying mindsets change. So we want to make sure that once you have this training at that level, a reader should be trained. Then you change the mindset from that mentality of being an accountant to a mentality of a leader. From a mentality of being a lawyer to a mentality of a leader. Because you are different when you are a leader to that of your pursuit or your profession. You must change that to get to that mind of God.
I want you to end with these remarks, President. Your solution on the energy sector, education sector, and maybe we can throw in agriculture as you conclude.
Yes,
appealing to the voters that will wake up at 0402 to go and cast their vote on the 13th of August. As you face them direct, I would want you to conclude like that.
I thought it's good that the government has picked one idea, which I gave them at first when I started the discussion. I said, look, these solar issues that we are talking about, yes, they are not solutions.
Okay.
They can work at subsistence levels, okay, not at the industrial levels. I propose one thing. I was at pain when the other year I saw ministers, directors going to Siavonga to go and witness the opening of the gates, the water gates at Kariba there. And I said, this water is going to Indian Ocean. Is it Indian Ocean there, Zambezi River? That is in Mozambique there. I said, this water is going. And tomorrow we'll cry that we don't have electricity because the water levels in Zambezi, in Lake Kariba has gone low. And I watched, I said, I don't know this. And we are all watching. And I said, we are clapping for problems in the future. So what solution do we have ourselves? We have solution. We have said, no. We have done a study.
Yeah.
We have moved our inland waters, those tributaries of the Zambezi River. We have found them to be a number of them, starting from northwestern there up to southern province there. We have a number of tributaries that are pouring into the water. So I said, look, when we did the study there, we found out that we can actually create small dams along these tributaries, such that when the time of drought, we can conserve enough for a year. You create deliberate policy and say, okay, we shall dam this, because there are no international protocols when you are dealing with the water that is inland, okay, which is within your country. The international protocol are not there unless international. But if we conserve the one that is within our country, within Zambia, there are no international protocols. We are not going to violate anything. So you will need to make these dams. Perhaps you cooperate with your neighbor, which gets water from there, from Zimbabwe, and create those satellite dams along the way to conserve water for 2 years. And then after doing that, in time of drought, you open that water that you have conserved there. Instead of allowing it to go there, you open and then it fills the Kariba Dam. And then you have electricity all year throughout the year. And again, you put mini hydroelectricity generation there along those small weirs, small dams, perhaps producing 1 megawatt, or the other one, the other 2 megas, the other one 5. And then consolidating that order. And also looking at other energy sources, like coal, which we have in Mamba. There are a lot of coal that can generate enough to feed our industry, so that we don't have next time have industry closing and people have jobless because the industry are not able to produce because of not having electricity to drive their industry. So these are the things that we want to, and agriculture also to grow. When you do that, agriculture will be born in those areas because you conserve water which we are able to irrigate. And those small plants, now you give it to solar plants to drive water from there underground and put the communal irrigation schemes. Communal irrigation schemes will be able to produce enough food throughout the year, and people feed themselves, and then you will bring the prices of commodity lower. So that's a deliberate policy. It's a planning that you all need.
Fantastic. President, how can people identify your party in terms of the symbol and the like? Obviously very important that day when they go to vote, they should know what party symbol New Focus has.
Yes, it's good that you have asked that question because it's very, very important. A symbol is your identity. So our symbol is a pot, and the pot having 3 legs. 3 legs meaning executive, judiciary, and also National Assembly there, or Parliament, or legislature which makes laws. All these 3 legs of government which is holding the pot must be the same. Okay. If you want one longer, then the pot will tilt and the content will be on the ground. So these 3 legs must be the same. So that's why we have chosen the pot deliberately, so to demonstrate that this is what we mean. The pot must always be in a stable position and the 3 legs must be equal. The executive, remove the powers of the president, give them to institutions. Then Parliament must operate independently so that they are able to check the excesses of the executive. And also judiciary must operate independent. In case you are the president who have made a mistake, judiciary must be able to say, no, This is violating the rights of others. And not what is happening now. They are all appointed by the president, and then what happens, they are saving individuals rather than saving a nation. So that is what happens. So we are saying the symbol must demonstrate to the people that this is what we mean. And the content as the people of Zambia, and the mineral that we have, the resources that we have, and the cooking stick is very, very important to steer around, to mix up. Zambian must be together, integrated. It's a content. And then we should not look at this is the spice, so this is spice, so this is what. Once the mixture is done, it is part of the meal. You should not identify yourself by where you come from, whether the Eastern Province, Northern Province. No, we are all one in that big pot called Zambia, and which we have as our symbol. And then we have also the Constitution, which is symbolized by the handle. Those who are leading us, leaders, must make sure that they follow the Constitution which they are called to serve. The Constitution is the will of the Zambian people. So they must use the Constitution in order for us to carry the will of the Zambian people. So basically, this is a symbol. It's not just a mere symbol.
Oh,
it's a philosophical symbol which is guiding us how we will operate when we get there. So once you have these institutions strong enough, or once you have independence of these three arms of government, then you have stable economy, because all the legs, they are there to hold this port in a correct position. The National Assembly or Parliament or legislature, which is making laws, those who are implementing laws, the executive, and those who are making sure that there is no one who depart from outside the law, and then that is a court of law. The court of law, following what has been made by Parliament. Say, look, we are going to interpret this is what Parliament wanted, because Parliament or National Assembly, they are carrying the wheels of the Zambian people.
Great.
So that is how our symbol is. It's a very important symbol which is guiding us, which is showing us what to do, and this is exactly what we'll do. We are going to take our national symbols, the Zambezi River, the eagle, the freedom statue. Our symbol gives us the inspiration.
President, I'll allow you to appeal to the voters as we wind up, finally.
Thank you very much. And the voters, you know what you want. You know what is required at this moment. This is a critical moment. And you have to have the 8th president. And number 8 spiritually stands for starting afresh. Number 1. It is 1 because you are 7 is number last. So no more mediocre leadership. We want leadership that is there to save the people of Zambia. And this is what we want. And you know your leaders by mining their history. Our history as our leaders tells who we are. So please look at your leaders that you are bringing in. In most cases, you Zambia, you know how to remove a leader. But how to put a correct leader is what is critical, not what to remove. What type of leadership do we need? You must make sure that each one of you search your souls and make sure that you make the correct decision for the future of this country that we have. We all want good development. We all want food. We all want whatever that we need. And we all want to be controlling our country. And it depends your vote. Your vote is very, very important. Make sure that you don't waste your vote. Eat their money, have their money, but when you go and vote for the correct leader that holds your future. And I believe New Focus is there for you, and it's your party. It's your party. It's meant to uplift your lives. And
Great.
We are there for the people of Zambia.
President, thank you so much for making an appearance on the show this evening.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to obviously more interactions going beyond.
I'll appeal for your vote.
Okay, no problem. There we go. We come to the end of today's program. This has been Governor Space. My guest this evening was New Focus Party President Richwell Munene. We discussed a number of issues, and I believe that you've gotten to learn so much about New Party, that is New Focus Party. Until next week, when we're back with another exciting edition of Governor Space, I say have yourself a great night. From me and the production is bye-bye.